Greetings, everyone! Before I go on with part 2 of my furry fandom rant, there's something I need to discuss. Yes, you should know this face. He's from a movie. A movie that's a love it or hate it movie. Figured it out yet? Well, if not, this is the character Napoleon Dynamite from the 2004 indie film Napoleon Dynamite. There's a reason why I'm ranting on him today. Well, the movie, really. And, you'll see why. But before we get into all that razzmatazz, you noticed in my last video that I used the remixed version of Jan Hammer Crockett's theme. I do plan on putting up the original again someday. I just managed to put that up there as a special treat to you guys. Now, on to the Napoleon Dynamite Rant. Napoleon Dynamite is a 2004 indie film made by Jared Hess based off his short film Palooka. And of course the movie Napoleon Dynamite has a huge cult following, bigger than you think. This film is one of those hate it or love it films. It doesn't have a typical predictable plot either. It's about life and epicness of a young high schooler named Napoleon Dynamite as he lives every day not getting the respect from many others, but doesn't care and does what he does best. Oh yeah, what he really does best. And that's like making good friends and improving on his sweet skills. Gosh! Yeah. Now, I said there's people who love it and hate it. For those who usually hate it, they usually give out these excuses. It's boring, it has no plot, it's stupid, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it doesn't deserve a sequel, and apparently to some people it's not funny. Well, of course these are opinions coming from people who are used to the whole stereotypical cursing in movies, sex jokes, sex scenes, and all that stupid stuff that really ruins a movie. Anyway, here's what the typical annoying hater of the movie sounds like, and I don't mean just a person who doesn't like it. I mean someone who sounds like an annoying fan brat, but not a fan, but more like a hater. I hate Napoleon Dynamite. It sucks. It has no plot. It's stupid. How can you think it's funny? It doesn't have any cursing. It doesn't make anyone do anything bad. It's stupid. It's a children's film, if anything. Blah, 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 blah. I think I know everything. Blah, 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 blah. Anywho, these facts are the reasons why I love the movie, and the reasons that, well, the haters just don't seem to acknowledge. It's a good family film. There's no useless stuff like cursing and sexual perversity. It's not an easy to figure out plot, even though I wouldn't really call it a plot, just a life experience for the dude in the movie. Kind of a movie that relates to you. It has true comedy instead of the brain-dead comedy you find with all the perversity and junk in it. Relates to real life and people, and it's a flat-out awesome, sweet movie with sweet catchphrases, and it has a dance in the movie that is so awesome that people simply love it and have imitated it many times in their school talent shows. Anyway, I really don't care what other people say. There's a brilliant comedy to this film that other films just have yet to imitate. Granted, the dude from the movie, John Heder, which is Napoleon Dynamite, has been in other films, but I prefer him in this film. And this is definitely one of my favorite movies. Granted, some people would say, well, don't you like things like Avatar better, like that James Cameron film? Well, yeah, but I also love Napoleon Dynamite. I naturally acted like him without even knowing of the movie's existence until people told me. I was like, well, okay, this is bizarre. Truly, truly bizarre. But what I like about this movie is that it doesn't have a predictable ending, but it's definitely a good ending. And ever since 2004, a lot of people like me not only recognized the awesomeness of the movie, but really wanted to see a sequel. Well, there's no mention of a sequel yet, as we know. But as of a few months ago, or several months ago, there was an announcement, which I just recently found this out myself, that in 2011 they are going to make a Napoleon Dynamite animated series on Fox. They've ordered at least 6 episodes, I'm guessing to see how good it'll do. And this is big news for me, because I've always wanted to see a series based off Napoleon Dynamite, and I'm hoping the series itself won't be a remake of the movie, but I'm actually excited. I mean, it's been 6 years, and the only thing we've seen other than that is, of course, the Napoleon Dynamite video games on the PSP and DS, which I do plan on getting someday. Anyway, I can't wait for this. Now, believe it or not, I actually know a friend of mine who, well, I know some people who don't like this film, but I know one person who really despises this film. Now, he honestly thinks that it's seriously a complete and total waste, and that it's gonna suck, and that he thinks that it's gonna be another piece of crap on television. Well, I'm actually hoping that this show replaces one of the shows Seth MacFarlane makes, cause, well, though the classic Family Guy was funny, and odds are it ain't going anywhere, I just don't like the new Family Guy. I mean, it has made me laugh a few times, but it's just not as interesting as it used to be. Anyway, my friend is one of those guys who thinks stuff like this, just because it ain't popular in the media and because it ain't stereotypical comedy with cursing, that it's stupid. Well, unbeknownst to him, this is an awesome movie, and if anything, will bring quite a few more ratings to the Fox network. This movie started with a low budget of a few $400,000, I think, and it made millions. And plus, it has an interesting, cult following, because it has so many cool and awesome catchphrases that aren't like typical, and it's just a goofy comedy. It's a goofy, funny movie. It has great catchphrases. It has a well-known signature dance, and people just love dressing up as Napoleon, or doing his dance, or using his catchphrases. It's just flippin' awesome. Gosh! Now, I'm not going to be an immature little brat and say Napoleon's better than any other movie out there. I'm just going to say it's one of my favorites. And if you don't agree with me, well, there you go. But don't be a noob or a nub or whatever and be all like, well, it's stupid just because I say so. Well, if you don't like it, then it's just not your taste. It's definitely my taste. And if you haven't watched it, I suggest you at least give it a try. You might not understand it at first, but watch it a few times and get the special edition on DVD. It's not very much. You should be able to find it at Walmart for next to nothing. But it's definitely a movie worth at least checking out. You'll definitely enjoy it. And if you know someone who experienced life like Napoleon Dynamite, it's something they could probably relate to. Anyway, I love this movie, and I don't care what you say. I'm excited for this upcoming series. So, if you love Napoleon Dynamite, then let's chat it up sometime. Well, that's all I gotta say for now. More of the furry fandom rant coming up, and other cool videos. Anyway, just wanted to say, may God bless, Jesus loves, and fare thee well. Oh, one more thing. Flippin' nunchucks! Gosh! Couldn't resist.